Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today we've got a little problem with our bird feeder. The way you add seed is you raise the lid up, if I can get the lid to raise up now. And these little grommets right here, if you can see that, there's one on each side, they're wearing out. If we're not careful, our lid wants to fall off on us. So today we're going to remove those grommets and show you how to replace them with screws. And Do It Yourself with Wayne is all about teaching you how to do things yourself to save you money. So if you're interested in saving money, subscribe to our channel and we'll help you to learn how to do things yourself to save yourself some money in the future. So now we're going to proceed with repairing this bird feeder. Now we've taken the lid off of our bird feeder, and these little grommets right here, that's the part that's supposed to make a hinge for the lid to pivot on, and they're just wearing out. If you just take a pair of wire cutters or pliers or something, they just pop out like that. They're pretty easy to get out because they're not in good shape. And we got these screws, they're stainless steel. It's what we're going to be using to replace those grommets. And I chose stainless steel because they won't rust over time. I mean, you know, this obviously is a bird feeder, it's outdoors. You could use different types of screws if you want to. And stainless steel costs a little more, but they won't rust on you. And in the whole scheme of things, they're not very expensive, and that's why we chose stainless steel, because they won't rust and they won't give us trouble in the future. All right, now we've got our old grommets out. We're ready to put the new ones in. And what we're going to do, we're going to take one screw and put it in on each side through the existing holes, and that'll hold it in place for us. And then what I'm going to do to make this easier, it's hard to hold this nut and get it threaded on here on the inside because there's just not a lot of room for my fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the nut and I'm going to stick it inside that little socket. See how easy that was to get that started? That works when you don't have a lot of room to work with your fingers. I'm going to do it again on this side. And now that nut is started. That's a little handy tip that can help you when you're working in a tight spot and you don't really have room for your fingers to get something started. So now I'm going to put my ratchet on my nut driver. I got a screwdriver for the outside. And when I'm tightening this down, I don't want it to get real tight. I want it loose because it needs to be able to pivot. We're not talking about bolting something together so much as we're talking about making a hinge. All right, there we go. A little bit too tight. Let's loosen it up a little bit. Like I said, we're not trying to bolt it together as much as we're trying to make a hinge, and it needs a little bit of looseness in order to pivot well. And it should be able to drop up and down like that. That's the way it's made to be, so that when you stand it up, the lid will stay open for you. You raise it up a little bit to lower it down, and that's the way it works. So like I said, when you tighten up your bolts, don't tighten them up tight. You got to leave some space in there. And we use lock nuts. These are not regular nuts, they're lock nuts. And the reason we use lock nuts is because you can't tighten it down to hold it in place, but the lock nut will stay where you put it without coming off or getting too tight or anything on its own. So when you buy your little screws, make sure you get lock nuts, and we use stainless steel lock nuts just like the screws are stainless steel. So there we go, another quality fix. Now we'll hang this back up and make our little birdies happy. Now we've got our bird feeder put back up. We've got our lid, the pivot points for the lid repaired with stainless steel screws and stainless steel lock nuts. And you know, if you like this video, please click like and subscribe to our channel. And if you got any questions or comments, please add them below. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd just like to say thank you for visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne, and we hope you have a great day.